Hey guys, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Klingon. Hey guys.
And we just recently got a new photo, I guess, that they're going to be... Well, San Diego Comic-Con is coming up, and they're going to be releasing a lot of Discovery stuff. This is part of it, a new photo of the Klingons.
But it is worth saying, San Diego Comic-Con, that there's going to be some new Orville stuff as well, we've heard. So this will be a big time for news, and hopefully we see some really exciting stuff. And yes, the Klingons, you might just say slightly controversial. They were leaked originally, and yes, that was the Klingons, and the costumes were leaked originally, and yes, that was the Klingons, and we saw pictures of the Klingons, and yes, they are Klingons, and here we are with another picture of the Klingons.
Yep.
You see the two awesome characters called Chris Obi's Ketuvama, which is on the right, and Mary Chifio's Officer Laurel. That is it. So Stuart, what do you think of the picture? And what do you see in the picture?
Well, it doesn't reveal a whole lot that we didn't already know. Although I do have a new name for them instead of Klingons. They can be Clownons or Klingons because they look like clowns in those costumes. I'm sorry. It's kind of a costume, like a clowny costume. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed right away. Well, yeah, it's a very dangerous. All clowns are kind of scary anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, one thing that I noticed, and the only thing I really noticed and gleaned from this picture, is the fact that there's like a new mek'leth, which still maintains the mek'leth shape and look, but it looks like an older, again, maybe ceremonial version of it, or just a redesign. So.
And that's obviously on his belt, the mail on the side. I will say that a mek'leth, it's mek'leth-ish, but actually, it kind of looks like a mini batleth with a mek'leth combined. So it's like an elongated, which I actually like.
Well, the first thing I saw was, oh, look at that little mini batleth, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's got a handle. It looks like a mek'leth. So I wasn't going to say batleth, but thank you for doing it for me.
That's quite cool. I mean, why wouldn't you have everything in between? I'd totally buy that. So when I first saw this picture, obviously I was being highlighted. You know, she shared it herself. Mary Shiro shared it on her Instagram because it was a picture that was shared, promoted as an official at San Diego Comic-Con in like a booklet. So she was, that means announced. That means promoted, and therefore she felt she could promote it herself. And that's also the person on the left. Now, when I saw this, I was looking at my phone, so resolution, whatever, and I saw the black part of her head as hair. So I posted on one of the sites saying, hey, we finally have some hair. Just like, a bun. Just like really formal bun or something. And I've been, say, oh, it's not hair. I think, you can see the continuing ridges of her cheek going into the back, and you can see ridges of the back, But the coloration does look a bit odd. So I'm not going to say, conclusively there's no hair there, because there could be little thin hairs, or it could be a shaved head or something. Or it's very sort of colour contrasty head, given that other sorts of light are hitting the back of the, it's very, very black if it's not hair.
Yeah. Well, originally when you had said that about the hair, I looked at the picture on my phone as well, and I thought, it doesn't look like hair, it looks more like shadow, or maybe like some kind of ceremonial beanie.
Yes,
but I got a little propeller on it. Psst.
I got kind of excited, because as soon as you say it's not hair, then you say, oh damn, her head's twice the size of Klingon's head. It's like, damn, they wow. They're like the alien from Aliens, just like shrunk. It's like they're going that direction. I was
going to say that. Yeah.
Pushing it further and further back. I saw a great other theory, these are obviously, hopefully, going to be old Klingons, the derivation, and, if you look at, older humans, some of them had bigger heads, less in them, and we've sort of refined them down.
The headboarding in, like, South America and stuff, where they elongated the skulls.
So, maybe it evolved into the more humanoid feel, which is, proto-Klingons. I mean, that's the only real explanation we can give that makes any sense. But again, we haven't seen the show yet, and when we do, we'll know. So I'm hoping proto-Klingons, in which case I quite like the lady's ridges. Although the fact that she looks like she has like an eye, she has obviously components around her eyes, like extra makeup. It looks as if she's got, an eyelash going up, like a Vulcan. And the way the makeup is on the head, it looks like she's actually got ear, like it's Vulcan ear shaped on the side of her eyes, which then goes up to a point. So it kind of looks, especially with the ears that are now inside the skull, like looks like Vulcan. It looks like she's a Vulcan Klingon hybrid with a bit of alien. But it's a very odd combination of what you wouldn't assume a Klingon would look like. It's quite
Yeah. And I think that's the whole controversy we've been hearing the whole time is, why did they do this to the Klingons? Why did you change the way they look? I mean...
It's quite bizarre.
Yeah. New visual style, I guess. It was even stated early on by Brian Fuller that this was going to have a new visual look. Some of the aliens that we're familiar with were going to look different. So... I don't know. I don't know what to say.
I'm just excited to hear their proto-Klingons and be like, oh wow, they evolved from this? That's awesome.
We've been pushing that agenda for a while. Hopefully that is the case.
It's how I sleep at night, Stuart.
Yeah, each picture we see gives me kind of less hope, though, because they're like confirming that these are for fat Klingons, so they're not the Herc or they're not anything else we've talked about.
Yeah. But the armor, I mean, the armor is pretty interesting. I mean, it looks very battle. And, you know, it's sort of samurai armor. To me, it's samurai armor crossed with alligator skins, crossed with I'm going to kick your ass. Doesn't look very comfortable though. Also, the dude's hands are like pointed gloves. I mean, since when do they have claws? Like actual claws.
Well, it's like that sketch for the Klingons for the motion picture where they have like almost like tentacles, almost not even really fingers.
It's also interesting that he's got a torch, which is very retro. It looks like some sort of catacombs of the Klingon, the one of the Klingon buildings, or even a sarcophagus ship if they want to put very organic catacomby-ness inside of their own ship as like a prayer room. Try and give you that real feel as if you're back on Kronos where they left or whatever.
Yeah, it's a very odd picture to share.
Do you think they're gonna have? Because how all throughout Star Trek Klingons they talk a bit brisker, but it's just people modulating their voice, and then suddenly Nemesis for no reason they gave Worf a modulated voice because the director said he's an alien, let's give him modulated voice, not understanding the franchise or what he's doing. So imagine if they give him voice modulation as well. It's like, wow, they're really pushing the lack of Klingon. Again, lack of understanding. Oh dear.
Do you think they're gonna? Okay, here's a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think they're going to actually speak Klingon with subtitles, or are they going to actually speak English?
What would you prefer?
I prefer the subtitles.
Even
though I hate subtitles, I hate reading subtitles. But in this context, I think it'd be better that way.
Well, it also makes them feel more alien because they look alien, they feel alien.
Yeah.
Give them Klingon speak. Yeah, I would actually absolutely buy that. I mean,
hopefully they didn't change the Klingon language.
Well, geez. Well, then they're not Klingons, are they, then, if they change the Klingon language? Well, the Klingon language can diversify in, obviously, like 1,000 years, if that's...
Yeah, I know.
But no, that'd be... I mean, Star Trek 3, it's great to see them speak Klingon to each other casually and then, go to English as well. But, universal translators did exist. Enterprise, we can sort of translate. We know the Klingon language. I'm sure, this many years later, we have universal translators for English. Well, we see them in TOS. I mean, they speak English. Presumably that's a translation. It's not live. It's not... they haven't learned to speak English because that's... Who knows? Whatever. We sort of assume it's all translated. But yeah, when they're alone, do it in Klingonese. That'd be fun. But obviously, if it's like half the show is the Klingons, half of that is them just talking to themselves, that would get a bit excessive. You don't.
That's
I don't want a dubbed version, and it's like that'd be depressing.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. Tricky. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still under the impression that these are more of ceremonial uniforms, though. I don't think these are the standard everyday kind of thing. Just the color and the way they look, they're so ornamentalized that I think it's more of a ceremonial thing, almost regal. That they don't seem like regular everyday armor that we see on Klingons. They seem, and even the colors, the gold color, they seem much more ornamental and much more something that's more for presentation or showmanship or something. It's I think a special ceremony or special Klingons of some sort.
I mean, with that many spikes, I mean, you can, in a battle, just going on a ship, you can catch on things. I mean, this is certainly not practical armor. I think it's like battle armor. They're in a specific war, or, like I said, ceremonial makes way more sense. I mean, that makes a lot more sense. But to have such a pointy, although I quite dig. If you look at the gauntlet, they do have the slight points like the Star Trek 3 Klingons. Well, I guess all the rest of the Klingons do have.
Yeah.
So they've kept that, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, it's actually interesting with the points. You said they would serve a function, more or less. There's a sword that is called the Sword Breaker that has like grooves in it. Yeah. So if you're like in battle and you get somebody like hits your armor, you can like snap their blade between the spikes. I mean, it's kind of stretching.
Oh, in terms of battle, I mean, yeah, you can just go. Whoops. I mean, you've seen Worf just punch one like that, and suddenly you can punch one like that, and they're stabbing them in 9 places. I mean, yeah, it's very effective. Yeah.
I don't know. The things we need to talk about with this show. I just want to see it. I just want to know what's going on.
Dude, it's soon. July, August, September. We are close. We waited patiently. It's meant to come out in January. We were ready.
Yes.
Didn't come out.
We were. And then May, came out.
I was waiting. Yeah, but I did call September. I did actually call as the date that made sense. But I'm excited. I mean, this is going to be an interesting show. And, you guys keep asking us to talk about every little thing. That's why we talked about this picture with not that much else. But, it's fun, it's different, it's nice to see little glimpses of the new Trek, and if they're smart, then maybe they know what they're doing is gold, and they're showing us these pictures to create controversy. Because imagine if it looked normal, it looked simple. People say, too much like
they didn't change anything, they didn't update it. Yeah.
Why watch Star Trek? It's just another Trek series. Make it hugely controversial because then more people are gonna watch it just by pirating. People are gonna be intrigued to see, first episode, second episode. They'll do that way around. Might get hooked because it's really good TV.
And apparently, too, I heard that the second episode airs directly after the first episode on the pay-per-view service, so they're gonna get 2 episodes right away.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And you'll watch it before me because it'll come out late your time, and I'll be asleep. I can't stay up for that, so I'll watch it as soon as I wake up in the morning. And we'll do videos as soon as you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And then that'll be our day. Then Tuesday for Orville, and then Wednesday for family, and then Thursday for sanity, and then Friday for... Hey,
you glad you have it scheduled. I'm glad you have all those things scheduled.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that is this new picture. Always great to see something new. And San Diego Comic-Con, I bet there'll be a lot to talk about. And
it's going to be a lot of good stuff, I think.
I bet you will see Discovery. And I hope it's one we... Well, I sort of hope it's one we know it looks like, behind the scenes stuff that we've seen, because, that's one we've accepted as Discovery. I'd love to see it closer up and the back, because I haven't seen the newest back yet.
yeah. We've only seen certain views, so...
Yes.
But I'm sure we're going to have lots of great new stuff and new videos for you guys. Lots to talk about, I'm sure, coming out of San Diego Comic-Con. So look forward to that from us as well, guys. So I guess until next time, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Coggins.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.